Now we're going to look at number 20 here. Again, we're talking about the fundamental counting principle. And make sure when you do your work in your packet here on quizzes or on tests, make sure when you're using the fundamental counting principle, you show the numbers you're multiplying like I'm doing. So let's look at number 20. How many 4-digit passcodes are there if repeats are allowed? So you've got something that's a passcode. You got to put in 4 digits. Okay? So what you want to do is, I want to look at 4 spots here. And again, when I'm doing fundamental counting principle, I like to do blanks and then look at the number of choices at each spot. So think about how many digits we have. There are the digits 0 through 9, which means that's 10 total digits that we can pick from, because we have to include 0. Okay, so if repeats are allowed, and this is key, repeats are allowed kind of makes it independent. Okay, the next doesn't depend, and we'll look at 21 next here and see how that's different. So how many total digits do I have that I could put in the first spot? Well, I have 10. Okay, and then how many do I have that I can put here in the second spot? Well, I can repeat a digit, so I still have 10 total choices for that second spot. Third one, again, I can repeat, so I still have 10. And likewise, fourth one. And then fundamental counting principle says you multiply each of those together. So I'm going to multiply 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which would be 10,000. So 10,000 4-digit passcodes if repeats are allowed. Now let's go down to 21 and let's look at this. Again, we have 4-digit passcodes. We're going to look at each spot, how many choices for each spot. No repeats are allowed. Notice I underline that. Well, I have 10 digits I can put in that first spot, any of the digits 0 through 9. Now, once I put a digit in the first spot, if no repeats are allowed for the remaining spots, then there's one less every time. So for the second one, there'd be 9. And once I put a digit in the first spot, and then I put a digit in the second spot, now there's only 8 left for the third spot, and then only 7 left for the fourth spot. And if you take your calculator out, you multiply 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, you should get 5,040 possible passcodes with no repeats allowed.